Okay. Why am I stressed?
Job-wise, I feel like I don't like to. Well, there are a lot of things that I don't like. Let me think.
Would you say you are good at reading people?
I would say yes, and I think it's because I'm Pisces.
Okay, hi everyone, this is Amelia again. Today I'm with my friend Evany. I will let her introduce herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Evany and I am from Taiwan, and I currently work as a life coach and also a content creator, and we are currently in Chiang Mai, and that's why I met Amelie.
You're too good at this. Like, you already answered like the questions I prepared. I don't know what to say anymore. Wait. I was going to ask you what do you do for a living, but you already said it. So, like, I feel like most people know what it is to be a content creator, like, more or less. But could you, like, explain a bit more what life coaching is like?
Okay, so as for me myself, I help people understand more about themselves. I help them overcome their challenges in their lives, and I help them design a life that they really want, and then I support them towards the life that they love. Yeah, that's what I do.
And so, like, when did you know that you wanted to do this job? And also, like, when did you feel like you were capable of helping people in that way?
Okay, so how I got into this, I think it's because I've done a lot of different things before. I had different jobs, and then I tried different things. For example, because I love languages, so before I thought, oh, then maybe I can become a translator of English or maybe French because I learned French, or I can teach English or maybe French to Taiwanese people. Or before I tried public relations and also marketing, and also previously I worked as a software PM in a tech company in Taiwan. And after all that, I think I realized that, oh, there are some things that I like, but some things I don't like. And for example, job-wise, I feel like I don't like to, well, there are a lot of things that I don't like. Let me think. But maybe lifestyle-wise, because before when I worked for a company back in Taiwan, I felt like I didn't like to have a 9-to-5 job. I didn't like the feeling of having to go to a certain building every day, and then I remember that there was this day when it was such a great day, like the weather was perfect. It was sunny, but it wasn't hot. So it was the perfect day to just go outside and chill. But then I entered the building where I worked, and then after a day of working, when I came out of the building, it was dark. And I think that was a really important point for me to realize that, oh, if I'm doing this is gonna be most of the time in my life, because it's 5 days every week, so 5 days out of 7 days, that's a lot. And so I started to think of, like, what do I really want to do in life, and are there any other possibilities? So I started to go into personal development. I started reading books and listening to podcasts, and I started searching on the internet, and then I found, for example, Tim Ferriss. I don't know if you know. So there is this guy, and there are a lot of different amazing people out there who are living their best lives. They created a life that they really want. So their lifestyle would be probably traveling and working remotely. And then some people create a startup or build their personal brands or just work their own thing. And so that was when I started to learn that, okay, there are a lot of people out there who are living great lives that they create on their own. Oh, there are a lot of mosquitoes here. I hate mosquitoes. Yeah. So that was when I started to realize that, okay, there are different possibilities and I want to work towards that. So that was my goal, but I didn't know what to do at that time. So I did a lot of different things, and then I realized that, oh, life design is what I realized that this is such a great thing, because I learned life design back in school. I learned, so life design is basically from Stanford University, and then our school kind of asked the professors from Stanford University to come to our school, and then we designed the course. So I was a participant in life design in my school. So that was when I went back to school to study for my master's.
Okay.
So before I was a software PM, and then I went back to school to pursue my master's degree in international business, and that was when I knew about life design. And I was in that course, and I was like, oh, this is such a great thing. It helps you understand more about yourself. You can understand your core values. You understand what your passion is about. You understand more what are your strengths. And with all that, we can design a life that we love. And that was when I understood more about myself, and that was like, okay, this is a great system. And I felt that this is what I want to do. So okay, do you want to help me with that?
Yeah,
Please,
it's
just
not on your back
just clap.
anymore, it's just-
Yeah. And so I loved it. So because life design really helped me a lot. And so after that, I decided to join the organizing team in school. So I started to host and create workshops for students in my university. And after that, I thought, okay, I want to do this on my own. And so that's why I became a life coach in the end. So basically, I help people design a life that they love. And the other question you asked was, when did I realize that I was able and capable to do this? I think there wasn't a turning point where I realized I was capable of doing it. When I feel like I'm interested in it, then I just try out. So, for example, I said I started to create workshops back in my university. I hold life design workshops, and then I tried to offer free one-on-one coaching sessions to Taiwanese people. And then after these sessions, so I started to receive a lot of feedback, and a lot of people tell me that, oh, this is really useful for them. And so that was when I was like, okay, I think if this is working, if this is really useful for people, I would love to continue, because when I'm doing it, I feel fulfilled and energized. Yeah.
Oh, wow. How nice. Okay, so you don't think it's a job where you necessarily need to be gifted to do it, but it was more for you of just to let's try it out and see what it does.
I think the mindset of trying out to see can be for anything. Like, okay. I think that's my mindset for doing anything. Okay. And but if we have to be gifted, I won't consider that you really have to have a certain gift for becoming a life coach, but I would say there are some aspects that would be nice, is that because we have to create a safe environment for people to really be willing to speak out. That is awesome. Thank you so much for that. Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, so I think empathy is really important. You really have to have empathy, and you have to have curiosity to understand other people. And also, we need some coaching skills. So coaching skills, for example, when we are on life coaching one-on-one sessions, we ask a lot of reflective questions to help the person realize what are they thinking, what do they really want. So we ask these questions. Okay. We don't often give them our personal opinions and advice. So it's not like we are a guru and then we speak what we think. It's more about that person, and we ask questions to help them realize what they want, not what we think that is right. So that's one thing. And another coaching skill would be deep observation. So it's, for example, when we are talking, then it's not only we will observe, for example, what are your facial expressions, what are your emotions, what are you feeling, are there any thinking patterns that I've realized during the talk, or maybe I would see some, maybe how they describe their situation. So it's all like these subtle things we have to observe in order to help them realize that, oh, I think I have some limiting beliefs of myself.
Okay.
So that's why this is stuck in me. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, did you ever do a training for it, or was it okay? Yeah. So you went through the first phase of, oh, I'm trying this out, but like I'm a client kind of to it, where you had to go through the program, but like on the other side, and then you did a training to learn how to do it.
Regarding the training, I would say from the beginning it was from my school. So because of the life design course, I was firstly I was a participant, but then when I joined the organizing team, that was also a training program. So they train you to become life design coaches. And that's why we could design these workshops or design these tools to help the students design their lives. And that was the first training. And then after that, I read a lot of books on life coaching and a lot of materials and all that. So like until now, I still read a lot of life coaching books and a lot of materials. So I learned the basics from that. And after that, it's about like really like doing it. So I learned a lot while I did those free sessions. So that wasn't just for like that was beneficial for other people, but also beneficial for me because that was an opportunity for me to like continue growing in my life coaching journey. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say you are good at reading people?
I would say yes, and I think it's because I'm Pisces. I don't know, just like as a Pisces, I feel like whenever we are at a place, I will observe people and then I will kind of know what the vibe is and what they might be thinking. Yeah, but I won't say that I'm sure all the time. So if it's really a one-on-one coaching session, then I will like ask them. I will tell them what I observed and I'll ask them to confirm, is it true or is it not true? Then they will have their real answers. Yeah.
Okay. So like if I asked you, how do you perceive me?
Oh.
And like you're allowed to say anything that you want to say, and then I will confirm later.
Oh, okay.
Like first impression, and now what do you think about me?
Oh, okay. Let me go back to when we first met.
Yeah.
What was the occasion that we met? I kind of...
We were like...
at the market.
Yeah, and there were different people there.
Okay. Oh,
Like
yes.
a group.
Yes, and we met on this Facebook group. And I think when I talked to you, I felt that you were a really friendly person, and then you had genuine curiosity. Because a lot of times when I meet somebody on the internet, we don't really like just dive into like just really asking each other questions to understand about you. It's normally like, okay, do you want to meet up? Then yeah, okay. But not a lot of deep questions or questions regarding who you are. But I remember that you asked me several questions like, oh, so why are you in Chiang Mai and what do you do? And then why do you speak 3 languages and something like that? And then we kind of like just dived into it, and I feel a genuine curiosity. And I think that's an extremely great trait. Yeah. And I feel that's how I connect with people. Like sometimes I feel like if somebody is not interested in the person, then it's hard for you to connect. So that's why I feel like, oh, you seem like a really great person. Yeah. Okay. So that was... And then we went to this night market and you just like started dancing. And then when you saw these artists there, you started like, whoa, like cheering for them. Like you were always the loudest and and dancing to the fullest. You were always the one. So I felt you were a really genuine person. Like you don't really like you express your feelings and your thoughts freely, and you don't care about if people will think, oh, is that too much or something like that. Like you're genuine. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? Am I right?
Okay, so first of all, I feel like I don't see myself like that at all. Like, no, but truly. And it's like, for example, you were talking about the way we talked through messages.
Yes.
But I feel like it was like just a reflection of you, I guess. Because the thing you said, I feel like I usually do that. Like, I don't want to talk much through text because I'm really bad at it and I get bored. Like, I would rather meet people and just see, like, what's the vibe and feel their energy. But the thing is, you asked me questions first. So I was like, no, but truly. So I was just like, oh, okay, she seems like super nice. And I will, like, of course, I'm going to answer you. I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I don't care. Like, let's just meet. So it was like, oh, okay, like, this is interesting what you're telling me. But I feel like if you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have necessarily asked you those questions. You know what I mean?
Okay, yes.
So yeah, and like even the thing of like talking freely and expressing myself in that way, I don't feel like I do that a lot. Like, but I guess like maybe that night it could like appear like that. But I feel like a lot of the time I'm scared of expressing like whatever I'm thinking or feeling, or just like being myself. I feel like I tend to hide that a lot. But like again, I feel like I adjust myself to the people around me. So if I feel like I'm safe around people, I will be myself more. So that might be why. Okay.
I'm happy to hear that. That means you feel safe around me.
Yeah, I do. And actually, that's one other thing that I wanted to say. It's like you use the word freely, but for example, like one of my first impressions of you was like I just looked at you and I was like, oh, you're free.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why. There was something about you. I was like, you look like a free spirit.
I love that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Didn't expect that.
Okay, so it's just like kind of a small question, but I forgot to ask you, how long have you been doing this?
Oh. I just started out this year.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I pursued my master's degree like after work, and so I graduated from my master's last year. So I started out this year. Yeah.
Can you like show us what a normal session would look like the questions you would ask or whatever is going on in one session?
So normally one session would be one-on-one. So it's only me and the client, and normally it's about an hour.
Okay.
And I would say different clients, we all have different approaches because it's all tailored to the person. But I would say in general, first there would be a quick check-in. We will ask our client how they feel today and what's on their mind, what are their thoughts now. And then we will dive into, okay, so what would you like to talk about today? Is there a specific challenge, or is there an obstacle or anything that you want to talk about today? So what is the topic of today? And then they will start explaining. And then we will start diving into, like, dig deeply into what the challenge is about. Because a lot of the times when we say a problem out loud, it's only on the surface level. But so most of the time during the 1 hour session, we will dive deeply into what is the core issue of the problem that you just mentioned. And then after that, that would be the most part. And then after we realize, okay, so deep down, we might need to solve this, and then we will come up with some actions that we can take to overcome the obstacle. And yeah, so the client will end the session with some actionable steps that they can make to really change the situation or move towards a better version of themselves. Yeah, so that was like the general framework. But as you said, what questions do I ask? That's like it varies differently. Like it depends on what the challenge is of, and everybody has their own challenge. So yeah.
And is the first session the same? Like the first one? Is it always the same? Like if you see a client for the first time, is it going to be about that too? Like this?
Yeah, I think for the most part, most of the clients would be okay. You come with what is your challenge, or maybe with a goal, and then we will dive into how to solve it together, and then we will move towards what they want to be like. Yeah. Is it hard to understand?
No, I think I kind of get it.
Okay,
so then can I like reverse it on you and ask you those questions? Okay, so wait, what was the first one? Okay, so how are you feeling right now?
Oh, I would say I feel great. I feel great, yeah. And you can ask me what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, so then, okay, what do you want to talk about today?
Okay, so I might say, I feel like I want to talk about productivity because recently, I feel like my productivity is not as high as I expect.
Oh, okay. So I feel like I won't be following what you told me and just doing like. Okay, so you said it's not as high as you would expect. Do you feel like you have high expectations for yourself?
I feel like I have normal expectations, but I feel like my productivity is lower than people in general. So I don't have higher expectations than everybody else. It's just, I think my productivity level is lower than like the general people out there.
Do you feel comfortable going at your own rhythm?
I think it depends on how you define my own rhythm, but I have my ideal own rhythm, but now I'm not working on my own rhythm. Like it's lower, like the productivity is lower than my ideal rhythm. So maybe at this time, if it was me, then I would be asking like what is their ideal productivity like and what is the current situation now? And then we will start figuring out, okay, so where is the place that you want to be and what is the current situation and what is the gap? What is the thing that is holding you back or are getting you stuck?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you often like value yourself in how many goals you're able to achieve? Or yeah.
I don't feel that is how I value myself. I would love to do more things in general because that makes me more fulfilled.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Okay, what should I ask next?
No, I'm trying to think, but yeah, no, that's interesting. So, okay, I do have a question. Is there any other way for you to feel fulfilled?
Yes, there are many other ways. For example, connecting with people and learning something new and exploring different places. That makes me feel fulfilled. But at this aspect of like productivity, to do more things, to grow my business, these kind of things, I feel like I want to do more.
Okay, so I guess then it's like not the same thing for you if for example, you have all of these boxes that you know make you feel fulfilled. If at some point in your life one of them you're not able to fill up, I guess it's like it isn't enough, or is it enough for you to try to fill another one more instead?
That's a great question. I feel like this aspect of wanting to be more productive cannot be compromised by other aspects. Yeah, because that's what I want. Yeah.
Okay. This like it doesn't have anything to do with the life coaching or whatever, but yeah, I'm just curious. Do you feel like you're able to be present, like really in the present moment?
I love that question. I actually feel like I am too at the present. So that is why I am not that productive, because I'm just enjoying my best life right now. But I need to think about the future as well. And being productive is something that is going to make me towards a better future.
Okay, this is interesting because I feel like for me, like one of my biggest life goals is to be present. This is something I have a really hard time with because I live with a lot of anxiety. And so, for example, like trying to plan ahead brings me a lot of pressure and anxiety, and it makes me really, really depressed, but like really quickly. As soon as I try to organize something, I can get into depression and it's really bad. So I used to think before that I needed to get better at this to be able to plan more and organize more. But now that I've realized this is something that brings me a lot of sadness, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm not good at this anyway. So I might as well try to do something that makes me happy. And being present makes me happy. So this is something I try to reach. And I feel like it only happened twice in my life. So it's like it was the best moments of my life. So I'm trying to recreate that, but it's really hard. But yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Okay, so I'll guess this will be the last question.
Okay.
Has a client ever teach you something?
Oh, interesting. You mean like they aren't teaching me on purpose, but I had a takeaway?
Yes.
Oh, I have to think about that one. I think a takeaway is that everybody has their own mindset, and that I think I am very lucky to have the mindset that I am currently having. Maybe some mindsets you can learn, but I feel like I have some mindsets that are like just inside me. For example, I feel like when I want to try something, then I would love to just try. It really isn't an issue for me to think about a lot of things and then to not take action, to feel anxious. And yeah, like for example, I love to like just start street interviewing people, and then just do different fun challenges. And I feel like I feel lucky to have this kind of mindset, because that makes me able to do a lot of different things in life that doesn't hold me back that much. I think that's it. Yeah. And other than that, I feel like most of the time, like during the life coaching session, it's more about I'm really focused on that person. And when I do reflections, it's all about that person as well. I don't think a lot like what this gives me. Yeah.
But
yeah.
there has never been a time where you were just like shocked like it just happened and you were like, oh wow, you didn't expect it. You did, the client just said something, or you were trying to help them, and like even just by reflection, you kind of like learned something from it.
I think I definitely learned a lot, but just now I can't really think of that because that wasn't like my main focus. So during the session, I'm always like present and focusing on that person. I feel like during the session, I am not really like I'm not there. No, not I'm not. I am there. I am 100% present and but focused on that person. So yeah, so it's all about that person. So I think that's why I can't really think of the takeaways for me, but during those sessions I feel like all the moments that I feel that I would definitely remember for the most of my life would be the moments where they realize something for themselves. Like there are these aha moments, and when they really move, like they really overcome like a challenge or move through like a breakthrough, that's when I feel the most fulfilled and happy and energized, something like that. Yeah. So that's about them. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Well, the coffee shop is closing, so we have no choice but to wrap it up. But thank you so much. This was like, I feel like I have a lot to learn from you.
I have a lot to learn from you.
Thank you. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Okay, so if any of you watching is interested in life coaching, you want to understand more about yourselves, you want to design a life that you love, you're always welcome to find me on Instagram. So I think my Instagram will be down there somewhere. Okay.
Thank you.